Hello, everyone. It's Daniel speaking, and this is our next emotional English podcast where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. I'm back from my vacation, and I'm ready to continue my podcast content creation. I will make more videos. I will make more podcast episodes very soon. And today I've prepared another great mini story for you guys. It's called The Proud Rose. It's a very good story with a nice moral, okay? It's a very pleasant story. It's a story which teaches us, okay? It's very good for your English and for your own understanding of life, okay? You can ask me where I've been, and I'll tell you that I've been to the place called Durso. It's in Krasnodarsky region, and I was visiting a great and amazing event. It's called Pachamama Fest. Viva Pachamama, everyone. Pachamama, I think it's from... kind of African language. It means the Mother Earth, okay? The Mother Earth, Pachamama. And when you say Viva Pachamama, it means that you want to share your love to our Mother Earth. It was a very nice festival. I've spent 7 days in the tent. It was amazing without any Wi-Fi connections, without any social media, without my mobile phone. The phone just didn't work at all. And it was amazing. I love that experience, and I'd love to have the same experience again. But let's go back to our mini story. This mini story, like I said before, called The Proud Rose. I will read this mini story, and after each paragraph, I will ask you a lot of great questions to check your understanding. Every single time when I ask you the question, you need to react. Yes, you can react incorrectly. It's completely fine. But do not stuck your language, okay? Speak freely. Speak effortlessly, all right? That's the most important. Because most people, they cannot speak because they are afraid of mistake. We can make our mistakes. We can make it without any troubles. We can be more proficient if we practice enough. All right, let's begin. The first paragraph, The Proud Rose. Rose, it's a flower, right? And the proud rose, it's the definition of this rose, right? The proud means you can be proud of yourself when you've done something good, okay? And the proud rose, it's a rose which is very thankful. Thankful, right? Proud, thankful for its action. But why this story called this way, we'll discuss next. So let's begin. First of all, I will read the whole story for you. It's not very long. And then we'll go step by step, paragraph by paragraph. Once upon a time, in a desert far away, there was a rose who was so proud of her beautiful looks. Her only complaint was growing next to an ugly cactus. Every day, the beautiful rose would insult and mock the cactus on his looks, all while the cactus remained quiet. All the other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, but she was too swayed by her own looks. One scorching summer, the desert became dry, and there was no water left for the plants. The rose quickly began to wilt. Her beautiful petals dried up. losing their lush color. Looking to the cactus, she saw a sparrow dip his beak into the cactus to drink some water. Though ashamed, the rose asked the cactus if she could have some water. The kind cactus readily agreed, helping them both through the tough summer as friends. So this is the end of our story, mini story. And the moral of the story is never judge anyone by the way they look. Okay? I hope you got the whole story correctly. And now we can work a little bit deeper, step by step. We start from the first paragraph. Once upon a time in a desert far away, there was a rose who was so proud of her beautiful looks. Her only complaint was growing next to an ugly cactus, right? So, where was the rose? The rose was in the city. The rose was in the park. The rose was in the forest or in a desert. Okay. In a desert. What does it mean, a desert? A desert, it means very dusty and dry place, right? Desert. Imagine it's a place where you have a lot of sand, a lot of cactuses, very hot weather, right? And the rose sits there. The rose was beautiful or ugly? Of course, the rose was beautiful. And Rose was so proud of something, right? She was so proud of what? Okay, of her beautiful looks, right? It was so proud of her beautiful looks because it's a flower, right? And this flower is beautiful. And the rose was so proud of her beautiful looks, not ugly looks, right? But there was a complaint there, right? The complaint was that something growing next to the rose, right? What was growing next to the rose? Okie dokie. It was a cactus, right? It was a beautiful cactus. No, it was not. It was an ugly cactus. Okay, so that's the story. So, does Rose like the cactus? No. Because she had a complaint, right? She had a complaint that, oh my God, the cactus, and I'm growing next to that ugly cactus, right? So she disliked the cactus, right? Or the rose disliked the cactus. The rose disliked Zik the Goblin. No. Zik the Goblin is fine for the rose. So the rose disliked ugly cactus. So every day the beautiful rose would insult and mock the cactus on his looks, all while the cactus remained quiet. All the other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, but she was too swayed by her own looks. Okay. So this is the next paragraph of our mini story. Every day, the beautiful rose would insult and mock the cactus. What does it mean when you insulting someone, when you mocking someone? It means that you're making very disrespectful and very negative, let's say, offensive comments, right? For example, hey, you know what? You are not good, right? So I'm trying to insult someone. I'm trying to attack him by my words. It means insulting. Or I can make fun of him, right? I can say something funny, right? So I can mock the person, right? And mocking, it's not very good thing, right? It's something negative. So people don't like to be mocked, right? When you're mocking people, people feel sad, okay? Because nobody wants to be mocked, okay? So Beautiful Rose mocked something or someone. What was it? Oh, it was a cactus, right? So the rose insulted and mocked the cactus, right? Was insulting and was mocking the cactus. On what? On the cactus looks, okay? On the cactus looks. So the cactus looks not that pleasant. That's why cactus was insulted and it was mocked. So all while the cactus remained quiet, or cactus was reacting negatively back. Of course not. So cactus remained quiet. So cactus did not respond to the rose, okay? All other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, right? So it means, so all other plants trying to speak with the rose and say that, hey, you're doing something inappropriate here, okay? Something not good. Please stop. Stop mocking the cactus. The cactus is a plant. It's our friend, right? But what's happened with the rose? All other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, but the problem with the rose that the rose was too swayed, okay? Too swayed by her own looks. When you're concentrated too much on yourself, when you are kind of attracted by your own personality too much, when you are ego-centered, right? So too much. So you are too swayed, right? So the word swayed, right? To be swayed, it means that you are kind of concentrated on yourself. In this context, means this way. And this is the next paragraph, right? So who was not okay that the rose mocking and insulting the cactus? Who was it? The other plants. You're right. The other plants nearby tried to mock the rose? No. The plants are not. They were not tried to. They're not tried to make the rose mock the cactus, right? They were not mocking the rose. They were making the rose see sense, right? They tried to discuss the behavior of the rose with Rose, right? But it doesn't work, or it works. No, it doesn't work. That's very sad. Okay, the next paragraph. One scorching summer, the desert became dry, and there was no water left for the plants. The rose quickly began to wilt. Her beautiful petals dried up, losing their lush color. Okay? So that's the next paragraph. So one scorching summer, right? It means that very hot, very hot summer, boiling hot weather was during the summer. One scorching summer, the desert became very dry. It means no water, right? Close to the plants. It means the plants cannot drink anymore because it's very dry. It's the opposite of watery. Okay, moisture. There is no moisture close. And the desert became very dry, and there was no water left for the plants, right? You look around, oh my God, where is water? Where is water? There is no water around, right? There was no water left for our Zig the Goblin, right? No. Not Zig the Goblin. No water for the plants, right? For the plants, for all plants. What kind of plants we saw there? The rose, yes. Cactus, yes. And other plants, right? So we know for sure that there were two characters for sure, and some other plants too, right? So, but we know the cactus and the rose for sure. So the rose quickly began to wilt. All right. So what does it mean when you are beginning to wilt? Okay. Classically, wilt, it's the case of a plant or leaf or a flower when you are limping through the heat. Okay. You're losing the water. All right. And you're kind of getting sick in the reason of that, right? So it's wilting. So the plant cannot live the same. The plant live in a very distractful way. It's getting dry, getting sick, and it began to wilt, right? So her beautiful petals dried up, right? The flower, if you will look at the picture, let's imagine the rose, right? A rose has beautiful petals, right? And those petals kind of dried up, and because of the lack of water, an absence of water, and now it looks not that beautiful because there was no water, of course, right? There was no cook or no water there. Of course, no more water close to the plants. All right, so, and finally, her beautiful petals dried up, right? And losing their lush color. Lush color, it means that it's very colorful, right? Let's say, let's imagine in this case, it's full field, right? Full field color. The rose is beautiful by its color, by its look, right? But now, in the reason of lack of water, you have the problem with that. The color loses their power. It's losing their lush color, right? Not beautiful anymore. So losing the color. It's the end of our third paragraph. Next, in the final paragraph, number 4, looking to the cactus, she saw a sparrow dip his beak into the cactus to drink some water. Okay, so during the scorching summer, if you remember, what is the scorching? Do you remember what the scorching is? Yeah, it's very hot, very scorching summer, right? Very dry summer, no rains. So looking to the cactus, the rose saw a sparrow dip his beak into the cactus, right? So who is a sparrow? A sparrow, it's a little bird, right? Little bird, sparrow. The Captain Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's the name, sparrow, little bird. So, and then the sparrow dip his beak into the cactus. While birds want to drink, they are doing something and they are looking for a place where they can drink water. And the sparrow, little sparrow, dip his beak. Beak, it's like a mouth of the bird, right? So the sparrow dip his beak into the cactus and start drinking water from cactus. Okay? Because cactus is watery. It contains some water inside, right? It keeps the water. It keeps the water inside. And who saw that the sparrow dip his beak into the cactus? Our main character, right? The rose. The rose saw a sparrow which was dipping his beak into the cactus and was drinking some water. Good. Though ashamed, right? So the rose felt not good that moment. So the rose was very ashamed, right? When people are not happy, they say, shame on you, right? It means that you feel not good. When you are ashamed, you feel a lot of shame on yourself, right? It means a lot of sadness in the reason of your actions, right? And the rose was very ashamed. You are ashamed when you did something wrong. The kid can be ashamed when he broke something or when he destroyed the behavior or the mood of his or her mother, right? So you can be ashamed. You can be ashamed when you haven't done something what's really important for yourself. And here, the rose was ashamed. The rose next asked the cactus if she could have some water. So can you believe it? The rose was mocking the cactus, was insulting the cactus for a whole time. And now the rose asking the cactus if she could have some water from the cactus. Yeah, that's a very good lesson for the rose, right? Now the rose is ashamed. And the cactus, the kind cactus, right? What the difference? The cactus and the kind cactus. It means when you are kind, you are ready to share. You like others, right? You are ready to share something what you have. Let's say you have a lot of sweets, right? You have a lot of candies, and you can say, "Hey, do you want a candy?" And you share your candy with somebody, right? It means that you're a kind person. You like to share. And the cactus was kind or was very self-centered. Of course, there was no ego, right? And the person or the cactus was very kind. And he readily agreed helping them both. Helping whom? So the cactus agreed to help whom? The cactus and the rose, right? Both. Through the tough summer. Why the summer was tough? Why the cactus said that the summer was tough? Because the summer was very scorching, remember? Scorching, very dry, very hot summer, okay? And the cactus called, "Oh my God, it's a tough summer, very hard, tough summer." And he readily agreed helping them both, cactus and rose, through the tough summer as friends, right? So cactus accepted the rose as a friend, and they both now living through the summer, the tough summer, okay, scorching summer, as friends. So the moral of the story is never judge anyone by the way they look. It's a very good moral of the story, right? Because when you see someone, let's imagine you see the homeless man, right? And you think, "Oh my God, homeless. I dislike the homeless." Right? Because I don't like when the person has no home, right? The person who has no home, it's a homeless person. And you think, "Oh, it's a bad person," right? Automatically, it's just your first impression, first reaction. But somewhere deep inside, the person can be very good and very kind. And when you have a house and one day you have no house anymore, and that beautiful homeless person can share food with you because that was a very kind homeless, right? So the moral is that never judge anyone, okay? Never say that somebody's bad and you are cool, okay? Do not mock others. Do not insult others, because one day you can take and get some help from the person, right? It's vitally important, right? So, and this is the end of our mini story. The moral is very good. I like this mini story. And let's read the whole story one more time and conclude our today's podcast, okay? Once upon a time, in a desert far away, there was a rose who was so proud of her beautiful looks. Her only complaint was growing next to an ugly cactus. Every day, the beautiful rose would insult and mock the cactus on his looks, all while the cactus remained quiet. All the other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, but she was too swayed by her own looks. One scorching summer, the desert became dry, and there was no water left for the plants. The rose quickly began to wilt. Her beautiful petals dried up, losing their lush color. Looking to the cactus, she saw a sparrow dip his beak into the cactus to drink some water. Though ashamed, the rose asked the cactus if she could have some water. The kind cactus readily agreed, helping them both through the tough summer as friends. So the moral of the story, never judge anyone by the way they look. So, what a great story, huh? And you can use this lesson, this moral, all over around yourself. It's very important to respect others, to not mock and insult others. This is the end of our today's episode, and I'm really pleased for your donations. Thank you so much for your support of our podcast. Now we're living through the very tough time, and it's a great pleasure to come back and see some money on your own account when you're not working. Thank you so much, guys. It's very big pleasure for your support, and we're growing pretty fast. I just came back and I see the number, more than 800 subscribers on our Yandex list, right? Yandex Music platform. It's a very big pleasure. Thank you so much for your respect, guys. Thank you for your support. And as always, if you want to have a personal English language lesson with me, if you want to speak, if you want to work on your speaking skills, you always can leave your message on my website, danilabondarenko.ru, and just try out my lessons, right? And don't forget to write down your feedbacks on my Instagram page. Send me your message on Instagram. It's instagram.com/bondarison, and subscribe on my TikTok channel. It's bondarison.english. And I'll see you very soon. I'll record another podcast. This week we'll have one more episode, and I'll see you soon. Have a pleasant day, and see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone. See you later.